My name's Tony, and I'm really pleased that I swim with the Bluetits. It does mean a lot to me. My family, pretty much my whole family, swims with them. My wife Jackie, my daughter Abby, who's here with me now. Say hi, Ab.
Hey.
We moved here about 12 years ago to Pembrokeshire, and started swimming with the Bluetits after the chance encounter with Sean. I've always been a big fan of the sea. I've loved the sea. I took up surfing a number of years ago, and always liked going down to the sea. And from the valleys, the Rhondda valleys, you probably heard my accent, and we used to go to Porthcawl, which is the big thing. My issue, and what the Bluetits have done for me, is I always had a fear of deep water. Okay, I'd be okay going in the water with surfing, because you don't go massively deep with surfing. It's just the turn of the wave on a sandbank. Never would want to go in far with the children. I'm okay. I like swimming and I can swim, but my issue was deep water, and particularly the film Jaws that I saw when I was a young kid. I think I saw the film way too young, and it's funny because it really had a deep effect on me, and it's thinking there's something below you. It's the fear of the unknown, you know, thinking a 25-foot shark is after you. Sometimes I'd be on my surfboard and I'd be absolutely fine, and then all of a sudden I would get a fear, you know, there'd be maybe a stillness in the water, or I'd see some bubbles come up, and I'd be terrified, and I'd have to get myself back to shore as quickly as I could and swim, you know, sort of paddle the board back, which is a totally irrational fear. When I met the Bluetits, that changed, and that was amazing for me, because initially I was coming in and splashing about in, you know, nothing more than waist height, and then Sean encouraged me, come out further, and there was a boy, a swimming boy that was about 150 metres out, and she said, come on, we're all going to swim to the boy. And for me that was just completely a new thing, you know. There's no way could I have swum out to that boy. And they just encouraged me, and there was a group of the ladies and my wife Jackie, and before I knew it I got out to the boy and just looking around at completely deep water. And if anybody's ever seen the opening shots of the film Jaws, obviously is that sort of boy out there, and the girl gets attacked by the shark. So there's me by this boy in massively deep water, and all of a sudden there was no fear there. There was just a calmness, and for me that was absolutely amazing. And that sorted my fear of deep water out, just embracing it and having Sean and the rest of the Bluetits there to help me with it. And I know for anybody listening to this video may think, well, that's a bit silly, but for me, you know, I'd get in the water and I would just hear that cello playing, you know, and it was this crazy illogical fear, but it went. And the number of people I've spoken to since who've actually said, well, I don't like admitting it, but I had the same fear. And for me, that's huge. And that means that I can now get in the water, I can have fun in the water, I can join my wife Jackie, my daughter Abby, we can swim out together, we can have a great time in the water. If I can sum up what the Bluetits have done for me, I've always loved the water, but I've always been a little bit afraid of going in because of that deep water fear. And having been released from that, it is a release just to be able to look at the water and say, oh, it's beautiful, I'm going to swim out. And I think there's so many people who would want to do that. And if you're listening to this video and think, oh, that's a little bit like me, what I would encourage you, don't go on your own. The way I did it, get with people, get out there and just feel the confidence, go out a little bit, and don't go, you know, beyond your, you know, don't get afraid or anything like that, but just go out and gently, you know, push yourself a little bit, because actually there's nothing to be afraid of. It's all in your mind. There is nothing out there, you know. If we can go 25 miles out, you know, we may see, you know, a blue shark or something like that, but in Pembrokeshire, you know, you haven't got great white sharks patrolling you know, 12 meters in. It's not. So it's all in your mind. So yeah, that's what the Bluetits have done for me. They've cleared the fear from my mind, and just enable me to enjoy these beautiful oceans. Beautiful.
Well done, Dad. I'm Abby. I'd heard about the Bluetits a lot from my mum, Jackie. I've always loved the ocean. As a kid, I think I was known as a little mer baby because you couldn't get me out to sea. I just absolutely loved it. Mum was having an amazing time meeting all these new people, and I think it was like October and she was going in the sea in a swimsuit, and I kind of thought she was a bit mad because it must have been freezing, but it was something that I wanted to do for quite a long time because I saw how much fun she was having with it. It just looked like such a good laugh and all the people seemed fantastic, but I was really apprehensive to start swimming. I think my main thing was being in a swimsuit, which probably sounds a little bit ridiculous, but I guess like a lot of people, I've struggled with body image throughout my life. I've always been a little bit on the chubbier side, and I think being in a swimsuit in front of lots of different people was something that I didn't really want to do.
What's hard about that? What's wrong with that?
I think I just haven't talked about this stuff
a
lot. My hesitancy to wear a swimsuit does go a little bit further than just that I was a little bit overweight. The year that Mum joined the Bluetits and started swimming and was asking me to go swimming, I was in quite a dark place. I'd been diagnosed with depression and anxiety throughout university, and I had gotten into a place where I was self-harming, and the thought of showing my legs in public and people seeing that just terrified me. And it was just in my head that there is no way I can do this. There is no way that I can be in front of other people and show them my legs. So eventually I kind of saw how much fun, I guess, Mum was having and being in the sea, and I hadn't been in the sea for quite a while at this point. So I wore swimming trunks for my first swim, and it was freezing. There was a lot of shouting and swearing and laughing and giggling, and the women that I was swimming with were just fantastic. It was so much fun. But I guess I still had this problem of, I can't take these shorts off. But you know what? As the swims went on and I spent more time with these people, eventually I just got in a swimsuit and no one even noticed, which was so freeing and so liberating that I could be around a group of people and I felt so vulnerable, but at the same time I just felt free and I could just be myself. And even though I had this thing that was worrying me and holding me back, I just didn't even think about it, and that was amazing.
So I think the common theme with both of us is that Jackie, my wife, your mother, has brought us to the Bluetits really.
Yeah.
Through obviously her battle with cancer, and how wild open water swimming gave her so much to want to live for, to just have fun in the present, wasn't it? Living for the now.
I think that's it, and I think in a way that's what helped me, was just, I think, seeing Mum just grabbing every opportunity in life, and it was kind of like, well, I've got to too. It was so inspirational. And
we saw so much of that. We saw how much it changed her, and it just rubs off. It is the fact that the Bluetits have given so much to the family, you know, got her helped to get her back on her feet, and looking at you, you know, with well, you said about a voice in your head, didn't you? Yeah. So you got a voice in your head telling you people are looking at me and parts of my body. I had a voice in my head saying, "Oh, there's a shark trying to kill you." And they're both irrational and unreasonable, aren't they? And it's just looking at reality and say, well, actually, this is reality. Nobody's looking at your legs, and there's no shark out there. This group of people and the activity of open water swimming has helped. Well, it hasn't helped. It has completely address both those issues.
Absolutely. I think it's just so important to have something in your life that can just take you completely into the present moment, like a meditation, like a mindfulness, whereas no matter what is going on in your life, you can have a minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes where you are just so focused on your breathing and every nerve in your body going, it is cold, it is really, really cold, and your body going into that fight or flight response. But you're also doing it with a group of people who are all experiencing that, and you can all laugh and jump in the waves and have fun, and then there's such a community of when you get out in the water and everyone's making sure that each other is okay, that there's enough warmth, that they've got food, that they've got a lovely hot drink to keep everyone comfortable. And it's just that sense of kindness and compassion that I think makes this really special. I think I found the Bluetits at a point in my life where I really needed the Bluetits, even though I didn't know that I needed them. It probably sounds a bit dramatic to say that they've changed my life, but the Bluetits have given me so much. They have given me a confidence that I never thought that I would ever have, a confidence to just be myself, 100% my authentic self, and that is so special. To be able to just be so free and comfortable in your own skin is such a privilege, and it's something that I have a lot to be thankful for the Bluetits.